Hey YouTube, this is TCA Gaming. As promised, I'm going to give you the history of these sample cards as I know it, as I was told from the guy who basically was there during the time period in which this happened. So first I'm going to show you the cards, and then after I show you the cards, I'm going to give you the word for word details that I was given on it. So there are 10 cards, 10 different cards. So the first one we have here is Hapip. It's the same kind of artwork as the e-reader one with the Pikachu and the Kirby card, except for these say sample. See it right there. See, it's got the Japanese back. That's the Gem Mint 10. I just sent off 4 sets. That's what you're seeing right here. As far as I know, these were the last 4 sets that weren't in collectors' hands. Coughing. It's a sample right there. Of course, everyone wants Pikachu. There are so many Pikachu collectors out there, and this is definitely one of the hardest ones to get. Got Ghastly. This is another big card within the game people went for early on and broke several sets because of it. Machop. Machoke. Got Chansey. Rapidash. Pichu. I believe this is the same one as well as the E3. And then Machamp. So there's 10 cards total. They all say sample. They've got the Japanese backs. And many of you probably have no idea what these are, and but they are quite rare, and I'm going to give you the history for them. I'm just going to read it right off of this sheet of paper that I have. So back in 2002, when the Nintendo e-reader was coming out, Pokemon cards were the big e-reader push for the interactive aspect of cards in Game Boy games. So that was his words right there. I'm going to put in my 2 cents right here. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's if you go check out that video that I had maybe a few weeks back, maybe close to a month, where I was scanning in cards into an e-reader. That's basically what this dot code is here. You could scan it in, then scan in another side, and there might be a game, a little cartoon, or something like that. Maybe just data. Several cards would take more than one. Like you saw Machop, Machoke, Machamp in there. You would probably have to scan all 3 of those to get whatever it is that is in that dot code. So that's what they were pushing. The Pokemon Center in New York, back to what he's saying, was the place used to demo the new item before the actual device came out. 10 cards were picked for a selection of the games that could be played when scanning the cards. I believe they used a mixture of 1, 2, or 3 cards needed for each game. For example, you need to have 3 evolutions of Machop. That's kind of what I was just saying. Machoke and Machamp to play one of the games, but I think just Chansey to play another. 100 of the cards were printed, so 100 of each. So like 100 Hapips, 100 Pikachus. Japanese gold backs were used since I believe these were done in the Japanese printing location, and they didn't print US blue backs there. The same was done one other time for the E3 packs of cards. All of the cards had sample printed on. That's again right here. The cards were swiped through the e-reader to demonstrate to people who came to the Pokemon Center. The cards could handle many swipes, but definitely got damaged over time. Pokemon senior management was concerned that all the cards would get damaged or given away almost immediately, so the Pokemon Center employees were given a small amount to use, and as they got battered and torn, they were given a few more. Therefore, although there were 100 of each printed, a much smaller amount, probably less than 50, remained in unused mint condition. Some were probably taken by employees for their collection, given to customers, etc., and some remained in a box for years in one manager's office. There were sample cards with incorrect backs, so management did not want them given away to customers. And I remember he'd also told me that because it ended up being cut off early, that was the reason that many of these that were stuck in that one manager's office were able to be given out or sold to collectors over time. Now, I know from experience in the past, these things have been usually around $2,000 a set or so, $1,000 if you knew where to buy them. PSA 10 brought maybe another extra $1,000 into it just because they were Gem Mint 10. But these cards were these cards are relatively easy to grade 10. All the e-readers are. But they have gotten really scarce. If you go on eBay right now, I've only seen 2 in the past 4 months. 2 like total cards, and it wasn't even the popular ones. I believe it was Machoke or Machamp, one of the Machop Evolution line cards, and then I think a Hip Hip. And those were the 2 cards that I saw, and they were around what you've typically seen, around $400 or so, but they're not there now. And I think that these cards are only going to keep rising because they do have desirable arts on them. There's a Pikachu in there. They have samples. There's a different language backside. And they're really rare. I mean, they're very, very limited. And most of these are in collectors' hands. And if many more collectors enter into the market, then they're really going to try to get them. I'm selling my sets. If you're curious about the price, I am going up significantly from the last time, the last price point that I had seen, which is about a year ago for a PSA 10 set, which is my own set. And then, but I'm not going to state it in this video just because my second set might be even more expensive after this first set sells. And then once they're gone, they're gone. And they're going to most likely be in some collector's hands that isn't going to sell them for a while or maybe even ever, because there's, according to this, probably less than 50 collectors out there that are going to be able to have a set of these. And if you look at the pop report, there's less than 20 of each of these cards graded in Gem Mint 10 condition. But anyways, I appreciate your time and checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed learning about the sample cards. If you already knew about them, you know, I hope that maybe you picked up on something extra, or maybe you're excited to see these cards too, because anytime I see something rare, even if I have it, it's just nice to see that people are out there and they are preserving these kind of things. I got real excited when someone put up the Trainer Deck A and the Misty Trainer Deck B a few weeks back. I ended up losing on that. They went for really high prices, but it's still nice to see those kind of things being preserved and out there in collectors' hands. Anyways, I appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.